We good on freedom here?
Thank you.
Thanks. We good on freedom?
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know there's no recordings allowed in the building.
Here's what I'm going to warn all four of you. You really don't want to go up this mountain. I'll tell you what I think's delaying the response is that we both know what's really going on here.
Okay. They're requesting that you be trespassed.
Remember, I think they're still issuing visas for Russia if you guys want to go live in a little more constrained land. Are you going to trespass me?
We're trying to figure that out right now.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
You really don't want to do that, Millivac. Just, kind of brush up on the whole freedom thing. Ride a bald eagle to work maybe next time. Have some freedom juice.
And outside of that, you're a public person in a public setting, exercising First Amendment rights.
Hello. I want to know if I can get a public records request here.
I'm sorry?
Just want to know if I can get a public records request form here. Or if there's another...
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know there's no recordings allowed in the building. Outside is okay, but in the building there's no recordings allowed.
Gotcha, this isn't a government building.
Okay, there is a policy, there's no... I'll tell you what.
Sure. No, I mean, if you're telling me this is a private organization, then yeah, I'll head out. I just need to get a public records request form if you got one.
I'll just call the police. And I'll have
Sure,
them address
that's
it,
fine.
okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
You heading over?
Yeah.
Cool, all right. Let's wait inside for him. Just make sure you realize this is a state building, right?
I'm just going to let the police handle it.
All
I've asked you
right.
to stop recording, so I'll let them handle it.
Okay.
Here's your form.
Well, thank you. I actually really appreciate that. Excuse me, I had another question too. Who do I go through, or who do I talk to set up the ability to go through and just look at the facility in its totality?
I don't know. I could talk to my manager and see about that.
Or do you have a card? Maybe I could just, like an email address, I could email whoever you think would have the right answer for me.
Okay, let me ask the
Sure.
manager real quick.
Yeah, no problem. I'll wait. You know if the police are coming? I'm still waiting for them.
As far as I know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Seems to be taking them a long time here.
I'm sorry, did you have a question about the law enforcement?
Yeah, just waiting for them. They don't want them to think I'm running.
When we call it, no. When we call it in, it could be mere minutes based on availability, or a long time. If it's not an active person-to-person crime, something like that, it can delay the response. So
I'll tell you what I think's delaying the response is that we both know what's really going on here.
I'm not going to engage in any
You and I both know.
in any debating dialogue. Like I said, I made a simple request to just stop recording because
Sure,
we
it's a
can
request.
handle. And well, it's
It's not a lawful compulsion.
okay. Again, I'm not going to get into a debate. With
I
you.
wouldn't either. I mean,
So-
it's probably not going to be a winning
Can we
argument
help
for
you with anything else?
Well, I was getting the PR form. Thank you for
You
getting
got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also wanting to collect some information about the healthcare authority and create speech
Okay.
in the process.
What type of information are you hoping to gather?
Just the operations, how you guys function, how you guys treat the public, how you guys work, how efficacious you are, how effective at your jobs you are.
That's
Otherwise,
really subjective and
Well, yeah,
open
it's
to
up-
supposition.
it's up.
and so that's
It's up to the people that watch my content when I release it to news stations and whatnot to make their own determination.
I would direct you to Kennedy Swallow, our communications director. And see
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
not
can
looking for
arrange
someone
something with
to
her.
tell me a prefabricated story. I'm wanting to actually watch how you guys behave and how you do your job.
Well,
That's the real story.
Well, from my perspective, you're doing that right now. So
Yeah, and it's not good. You're calling the police on an investigative journalist that has absolutely 100%.
you have no identifying credentials. I've worked with journalists
Tell you
for
what,
many years.
give you I'll give you $100. I'll give you $100. Which agency issues press credentials?
I'm not going to engage into
That's
debate
because
with
there
you.
is none. There is
Okay.
none. Yeah, that's called the First Amendment.
All journalists have credentials that they could
Sure.
produce for
I
situations
own my
like
own
this.
company, so I create my own press credentials.
Is there anything else we could do for me from a business perspective today? We're not going to engage in any interviews.
No,
or
you're
dialogue,
showing the
that
public
stuff.
everything I think they, well,
Okay.
at least from the manager's perspective, they need to know. It's not
Okay.
good.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else we could do, I'll go ahead and invite you to leave.
He's
and
doing a good job. You might need to
this
take
is your-
some
this is
training
your-
from that guy.
This is your. I'm going to go ahead and invite you to leave now. There's nothing more we can service you with. So that's it. We'll just
You're
conclude our
servicing
contact.
everything I need right now. You're
Okay.
showing the public how this place operates.
Okay.
Hey, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. Maybe you'll go up the ladder and get him out of here. It's ridiculous. Jesus. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Did you get that information for me regarding the tour? Okay, it's not. Now I'm gonna head out, guys. Well, it's clear the police are not gonna show up, so if you wanna let the manager know, just probably go back to civics class, just, kind of brush up on the whole freedom thing. Ride a bald eagle to work maybe next time. Have some freedom juice, something like that. Definitely terrible behavior. You need to talk maybe to his superior about. That's completely inappropriate what he did. Unbelievable. It's really inappropriate. So, good luck.
All right, have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Oh, actually, sorry, one more thing. Is there a complaint form I can get? Do you guys have complaint forms?
We don't have an actual complaint.
Do you have like a card I could get? Like that way I could send a complaint form to that guy's boss. I also need, what is his name and who is he?
You
Like,
know,
what's-
I'm not at liberty to release
You're
that
not-
information.
can't
You can
release.
ask him. I mean, I can call him up here.
Yeah, if you can call him back up here, that'd be great. That way I can do that. Jeez. Do you know if that manager's going to come out or not, or is he just going to hide back there all day?
I'm not real sure. I know he's talking to him back there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty craven.
When he's talking.
Pretty craven. That's not your normal level of fear. That's like craven. Absolutely craven. That's all right. I'll just submit the video to the healthcare authority. Hey, officer. You responded to a call for here? So what seems to be the problem about me recording inside that lobby? Because that was me. What's that? Yeah, I'll wait for you. That only took forever. Hey, officer.
Morning, being audio video recorded.
Yep, you are too. They don't need to let me know in this state anyways.
It's my policy.
Oh, gotcha. So, the department policy?
Yes.
Gotcha. So what's the issue? Because I'm going to go back there in there in a second since you guys
I
are
don't know
here.
what the issue is. I'm just getting here. But my partner's in there trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. So you don't know what you're being called about?
I do know what I'm being called about, but let's get that worked out.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go back inside then. What's the problem?
Yeah, so why are you here?
I'm an investigative journalist.
Okay.
Collecting.
You mind talking to me outside?
I do.
Okay. They're requesting that you be trespassed.
Here's what I'm going to warn all four of you. You really don't want to go up this mountain. You can, but if you do, it's not going to turn out well for any of you.
Okay. Why are you showing up to this building masked? Are you a podcaster? Is that what you said you were?
It's cold outside.
Okay.
It's frost on the ground. It's cold. That's why I'm wearing a mask.
All right.
Look, I have every lawful
I'm
authority
just trying to
be
figure
here.
out what's going on.
I'm
Why
just-
you're showed up
I collected a
fully
public.
dressed with sunglasses.
I
masked
collected
up
a public
into a state
records
building.
request form.
Can you listen to what I'm asking you?
Look,
Okay.
I'm not here to help you with your investigation, okay? You do it on your own. I'm not going to give you information to help. I'm just conveying whatever I want to convey. Came here for a PRR, and I'm here to figure out how they're performing their job. That's the end of it. And I'm creating speech. I'm creating speech.
Creating speech.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means if you're going to try to enforce some sort of trespass, that camera you see over there, if you choose to prevent this camera from doing that, the footage on that is able to be attained through a public records request, which means it's not a content-neutral policy. You'd be committing prior restraint on my freedom of speech.
You're being audio and visually recorded.
I know,
So
you don't need to let me
you're
know
recording
in Washington State. It's not a two-party consent state,
So
unless
do
there's
you
an
know-
expectation of privacy.
me. Okay, are you gonna let me talk?
Sure.
You good? Okay. So are you aware of Washington State trespass laws?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you're gonna, are you gonna trespass me?
We're trying to figure that out right now.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
You really don't want to do that, Milivek. No one in this building wants to do that.
What is this? Well, the problem is you can't. I understand what you're saying. This is a public building, but you cannot come in here and create disturbances, right?
Whoa. Disturbance is defined by disorderly conduct, obstruction.
disorderly
all that.
conduct. Do you know
This
the
is
RCW
not.
disorderly
This does not meet the elements of that crime in any way, shape, or form. If you want to try to push that, push the button, man. Find out what happens. That qualified immunity is going to last about 35 seconds.
Do you know what qualified immunity is? How does
Yeah.
it pertain to this?
If you violate my civil rights knowingly, you know that the elements of disorderly conduct as a crime are not being met right now. If you do that,
Yeah.
under color of law, you're violating my civil rights. That's a federal crime.
We gotta change the
You don't get your qualified immunity in that case.
I said if you're committing disorderly conduct.
Yeah, I'm not.
So here's my advice. They obviously deal with like private records and stuff.
HIPAA pertains to them, not me.
So no, hold on. Here's my strong caution. Don't try to use your cameras to capture other people's personal information. Outside of that, you're a public person in a public setting, exercising First Amendment rights. Just don't try to intentionally capture other people's
There we go,
private
gentlemen.
information. Outside of that, we're out.
Thank you.
We good on freedom here?
Thank you.
Thanks. We good on freedom? Hey, boss. I need your name because I'm going to file a complaint. You knew what you were doing. You knew you did wrong.
Have a good day.
What's your name?
Have a good day.
Man, man, some people just want to climb the mountain. Jeez. Remember, I think they're still issuing visas for Russia if you guys want to go live in a little more constrained land. It's working pretty good over there. Take care. Thank you for doing the right thing.
Okay, and like I said, we had investigated, we did.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we get called for all kinds of stuff. So you're
I get that.
if you're exercising your constitutional rights to do that, but understand that that ends if you're trying to capture somebody else's private information. So
No,
that's it.
I'm willing to. I'm willing to
I'm going
meet
to turn
you.
my body camera back on if we're going to engage
Sure.
again.
So there is no expectation of privacy in public. That's the problem here. Now, if you're saying because that's the Washington State Healthcare Authority and they are dealing with medical records and all that, HIPAA pertains to them, not to me. So what they need to do if they've got private stuff out there is they need to put a barrier up to prevent me from capturing
I don't want to
that.
get in the minutiae of their debate on their policy because I don't run their building, but just for clarity, like they do have a receptionist area, they do have plexiglass things up. Like
Sure.
if you had your camera over the top trying to capture computer information,
Yeah.
it's a different conversation. But if you're in the lobby, sitting down, eating a bag of Cheetos and filming because you want transparency and you're doing journalism and exercising your First Amendment rights, that's not something we're going to infringe on.
Yes.
Fair enough. And you know what? I will say this. You make a good point on the going over. No court has really started to rule, like, for example, let's say you guys have at your police department, I have no idea if it's like this or not, but some 10-foot barrier wall, surrounding your cars or something like that. No court has ruled on if I take my camera and go like this and over, is that violating free speech as it pertains to a limited forum or not?
Here's what we deal with: is we deal with reasonableness, right?
Yeah, the reasonable man standards, like
until the courts like rule on something black or white.
Sure. Reasonable
we try
man
to deal with
standard.
reasonableness. We try to just be like good community members, good
Yeah,
citizens,
yeah.
right? So, what's the reasonable? I would look at it. What's the reasonable expectation? This is me as an officer, this is me as a person. Reasonable expectation. If there's a barricade there, what's that there for? Is it there to keep flies out of their lunch? Probably not. It's there to keep some type of information private, and you would believe that they would possibly have the reason to keep that stuff private. So that's where we'd come down to, hey, let's just be respectful, let's be reasonable, let's be rational about this. And yeah, I don't know if I could sit here and, I'm not a lawyer, right?
Sure.
I can't sit here and go through 15 hours of case law to give you that yes or no black and white answer.
Sure.
Like, my job is to be rational, reasonable, and we're the first step to your constitutional rights, but we also try to balance reasonableness in that too. So that's why we do what we do.
Well, look, at the end of the day, the thing I'm most happy about here is that you guys ultimately told them that this is just how it is, this is the standards, this is the law, and this is his property just like it's both of yours and all theirs in there. As citizens, we're all paying for it, and therefore I can be in there and film it. So I appreciate that.
That's accurate.
All right, guys, so Olympia turned that out to be a good thing. Healthcare Authority, unfortunately, are full of a bunch of civics lessons needing human beings. But that's why we're doing what we're doing, and they got their lesson. That's what's needed. So maybe they'll contemplate liberties again in the future and do a better job next time. All right, guys, we're off to the next location.